Hi, I'm Nicola, and thank you for showing interest in Castaway Cruise and Resort Hiring Agency's upcoming interviews.
Carnival cruise ships are the fun ships, and therefore we are looking for fun staff who can commit to a 6-month contract at sea. There will be many different start dates for these positions spanning the second half of 2019, maybe even into 2020. These 6-month contracts would require you to live on board a cruise ship for that 6 months, living in a small cabin and sharing this with one other person of the same gender. Cruise ship cabins are small. I'm talking bunk beds, a little bit of cupboard and drawer space. There is a bathroom for the two of you, so you're not lining up down hallways. You have a housekeeper that comes in and cleans up after you daily, which is very nice. However, crew cabins are not luxurious. You are surrounded by people 24/7. You just step outside the door and there's everyone else who knows who you are, what you're doing, who you're doing it with, and they're not afraid to talk about it. But ship life is a fun life. You do get to meet people from all around the world, and you will become like a family out at sea. There are a lot of crew facilities that you can use, a crew bar, a crew gym, even sporting events that you can join in, a crew training center where you can learn another language, and you are what's counted as a staff member. Staff members are allowed to go into the guest areas during their time off. There are some rules and regulations that come along with this, so most of the time you're probably going to want to hang out in the crew areas or get off the ship when you do have the time to do so. You do, however, work 7 days a week. There is no such thing as a full day off. You will have two different types of days out at sea. There is port days and there are sea days. The sea days are the busiest days for everyone. That's when all the guests are on board and they're going to want to be entertained. Those days you're looking at doing short shifts with short breaks in between. You may do 3 hours, have a 2-hour break. Come back and do another 3 hours, have a 2-hour break. Come back and do a final 3 hours until you've done 9 hours for the day, possibly even 10. On port days, you are looking at doing less hours, and usually you'll have those chunks of time in longer stretches, maybe doing 5-6 hours straight, so that you can afford to have those bigger chunks of time to get off the ship and go out and be a tourist. For example, you may work from 7 o'clock in the morning through till midday, and then be off in the afternoon and evening. Or you might not start work until 4 o'clock in the afternoon and work through till 10, 11, maybe even 12, but you've had that entire day to get off the ship and go out and be a tourist. Sometimes you will not be able to get off the ship, and all your friends are getting off in Jamaica. You're like, thanks guys, have fun. But that ship's going to come back to Jamaica the next time, and that's when you'll have the opportunity to get off the ship. You will get to see all the places your ship is visiting, and it honestly is going to get to the point where you'll be like, really? Grand Cayman again? I'm going to sleep in today. I know you don't believe me right now, but it can happen. Of course, working on a cruise ship isn't all just amazing beaches and meeting great people. You are there, of course, to work. Working with the teens, we are looking for those who are very mature-minded, as you will be working as somewhat of a manager within the teen program. You'll be working with kids aged 12 to 14 if you are working with Circle C, and with ages of 15 to 17 if working with Club O2. It's you and the teenagers. This is your program. You will have a handover with the previous teen host, and you will have your manager there to help you out, but you are the leader of this program. You can make it what you want it to be. You're mainly going to be working with the kids in the afternoon and the evening, because what teenager gets out of bed in the morning? This means you will be working into the later evenings, up until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. For this position, we are looking for those who do have a strong background working with teenagers, who can create a connection with the teens, and who is going to be able to entice them to come into the program throughout the cruise. The teen centers are cool places to hang out with lots of multimedia and activities for you to run and present. Plus, you do get to go throughout the ship, sports deck, to the shows, and use a lot of the other facilities as well. The starting wage for a teen host is $1,815 US per month. This can move up as you move into a senior level, up to $1,915 US per month. And of course, there is positions with the assistant youth director and youth director that you can move into as well. Every cent you earn on board is tax-free because you are living on international waters, and you have zero expenses. You're not paying for the food, you're not paying for the accommodation, you don't have a car, you're not pumping that full of petrol, you don't need to bring a mobile phone with you if you don't want to. You can. I know people lose their marbles when I say no phone. You are covered completely medically as well. So with no expenses, every single cent you earn is going to go directly into your pocket.
I do hope you're interested in discussing these positions and the interviews with me further. Please follow the instructions as set out in the email so we can have this talk and I can answer any other questions you may have.